Sound check, sound. What delayed get little? Okay. It's live. Instant cameraman. Okay. Good morning, good day to each and everyone who are watching live sa Facebook and YouTube. No, this is Father Elmer together with some sisters of the Archdiocese of Zamboanga. No, and why am I here? Why we are here? It's about Vocation Month. So we will share, discuss, and maybe explore more and encourage more young people about getting into the priestly life, consecrated life, and single blessedness. No? This is our 3 vocations. So, taki kami na ISIS, taas este, as a beginning of the week. So, Sister Marian from the Benedictine will give us the introduction of this endeavor. So, Sister Marian, and individually they will introduce themselves for us, no, for you to know more about themselves and their congregation. Sister Marian.
Thank you very much, Father Elmer. So I am Sister Marian Gorit, OSB, Order of Saint Benedict, from the Congregation of the Benedictine Sisters of the Eucharistic King. So we are here to celebrate Vocation Month. So the month of September here in the Archdiocese is devoted also, aside from it is the Catechist Month, of the Catechist Month, it's also Vocation Month. So we are here to promote vocation for religious life exclusively. Religious life and priestly life. Because married life is already usually the choice of so many. So this is the path that rarely followed. So we are here to promote these vocations. So hopefully for young people who are still single and who are willing to follow the Lord and to serve the church and the world will be inspired and will be enlightened to also make a choice, answer the call of God. Vocation, a call and it's a gift, so we have to answer and respond to the gift that God has given us. So thank you very much, Father. That's just a brief introduction for the whole month of September, Vocation Month.
Maybe Sister, get the microphone. Sister.
Good morning, Father, and good morning, everybody who are watching over us right now. Thank you, Father, for this opportunity to be with this live streaming for this time of Vocation Month. I am Sister Ligaya Patalinghog from the LGC, or Living the Gospel Community. And it was founded in Cebu. Our founder now is still alive. And I am now assigned in Family and Life Apostolate in this diocese, Father. Thank you.
Good morning, Father. Thank you so much for inviting us, and for all the viewers, good morning to all of you. I am Sister Virginia Ilaya, OND Oblates of Notre Dame, a missionary from Cotabato. We are assigned in Zamboanga together with Sister Marisa in ISIS and myself in charge of the Catechetical Apostolate in Archdiocese of Zamboanga. We are happy indeed that we are invited to share with you the importance of our calling, because each one of us is called by God to do the mission of Jesus. The mission is to be sign of love and hope. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Marian, Sister Digaya, and Sister Virgie. No? We are initiating this as a curia, as an archdiocese, here in ISIS. No? For those who are wondering why are we doing this, I believe this is an extra challenge to adapt to the new normal of how to really proclaim the good news, especially in the promotion of vocation. That's why as a school, seedbed of vocation, ISIS, one of the archdiocesan school, so I invited the different congregations, Tapo de Ustedes Mira, sila yaman introduce later, di ila own congregation, di la charism, di la apostolate, para mas entende kita, baka pwede ustedes reflecta onde bagayot, cosa bagayot klase de lifestyle ustedes, mga parents, kita pwede mira, kunel de ustedes mga bata who are inclined into the religious or consecrated life. So maybe man start si Sister Marian to share about her congregation and apostolate, kung bilog sila, onde ba sila, for us to really understand well about vocation.
Okay, thank you very much, Father Elmer. So, the Benedictine Sisters of the Eucharistic King is a Benedictine order. So, Benedictines are all over the world. But, our congregation is basically founded here in the Philippines by a German sister who belonged to the another Benedictine congregation that is still existing here in the Philippines, the Saint Scholastica Sisters. So he was one of the pioneers, the Scholastica Sisters, coming here as a missionary and then founded our congregation. So it is basically contemplative in nature. That's why we still have counterpart of our congregation, contemplative sisters. We call them the Benedictines of the Eucharistic King, the Benedictine nuns of the Eucharistic King. So we are the sisters, we call the Benedictine sisters because we are apostolic sisters. We do the apostolate, but we do that out of the contemplation we have in the community. So we are monastics. Monastics meaning we follow a rule. We stay under one roof in one house under a superior and under one leadership, okay, a superior. So that's called monastic mono. Okay, but then before it's purely contemplative. Benedictines are contemplative. But though contemplative, they are still missionaries. Contemplatives are also missionaries doing the praying for the church. Okay, so as we do, all religious do praise for the church. For us now, in this present time, we go out, we help in the proclamation of the gospel, in the evangelization, particularly for the biblical apostolate, liturgy, catechesis. We also run retreat houses, and there are sisters assigned to give retreats. We have also catechetical school in Vigan that will form catechists. Okay, so that's it for our
Thank you, Sister Marian of the
congregation.
from the congregation, the Benedictine. So maybe next si Sister Virgie. No, ganid na lang.
The Oblates of Notre Dame was founded by two bishops, Bishop George Dion and Bishop Monjo. They are already returned to God. So at this moment, we are 123 sisters in the different missionary areas, but our congregation is founded in Cotabato City, in which our founder is the first missionary of the Oblates of Mary Immaculate. Then the Oblates of Notre Dame is known to be a catechetical sister because that is really our charism, the foundation of our congregation. That's why the Oblates of Notre Dame, you can see us in a different mission in Cotabato, North and South Cotabato. In the Davao, we have also our mission house. In Cebu and Abuyog and Manila, and we have in Hulusulu area, in which our bishop, our founder bishop, is the bishop before. So at this time, we opened our mission in Papua New Guinea, in Japan, and in the USA. So our formation is in Cotabato City, in Tamuntaka. And we have our retreat house also in Junsan, General Santos City, and Cotabato City. And we have our formation also in Cotabato City. So at this time, our sisters is engaged in radio station also, because the radio station is our first apostolate. And then we are in the school, running our school. We have 7 schools. And the Oblates of Notre Dame, in Notre Dame Obunga, we are the administrator because the school in Notre Dame Obunga is owned by the Vicariate of Hulusulu. And then in Cotabato, we have also our school, Notre Dame of Alamada, Notre Dame of Pikit, Notre Dame of Dulawan, and Notre Dame of Kabakan. And in Cebu, we have 3 schools. You can find also in Little Flower of Dumanhog, Notre Dame Barili, and San Fernando. And going to Leyte, we have in Notre Dame of Abuyog and Haro. Kaya yung mga taga-Haro, piyesta ninyo dida, maayo nga piyesta ha inyo tanan. No? San Mateo, okay? So I was there for 2 years during the Yolanda time. So, in this, I was also touched because before Sister Marian told me, I was able to over the decrees of the Archdiocesan Pastoral Assembly in Zamboanga, promulgated on December 8, 1998. And it was very clear that in these documents, the vocation was really emphasized. That's why the Saura, the sisters in the vocation team, trying to promote a vocation campaign, because it was really to promote vocation for the church, for the mission of the apostolic, laity, the consecrated religious and secular institute, especially the diocesan priestly and life ministry. So we are not only bringing our congregation, but we are calling all the young, not too old, not too young, to discern what is really the plan of God for all of you. You are challenged now to see what is really, especially yung aming mga friends na mga young, mga beautiful and handsome. This is now the time for you to reflect, to discern, and ask the guidance of the Spirit so that you can make a real decision. What is really God wants you to be? Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Virgie. Next, Sister Ligaya.
Thank you. The Living the Gospel was founded the year and the Blessed Mother birthday, September 8, 1974. So our founder now is still alive here in Cebu. And of course, we are all trying to live the gospel. But I don't know where our founder made it living the gospel, because it's a big challenge, because the whole gospel you have to live. So all we have, the sisters should live in the joy of the gospel. So we try to live the gospel. And our charism is, the vision is God glorified through the renewal of His people. And our charism is charismatic. We are in the charismatic movement, the Eucharistic, Marian, and evangelical, or evangelization, just like what Sister Marian said. So, we, the Gospel Sisters, we are not existing in the whole Philippines, Mindanao, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And our particular the apostolate is in the pastoral care, like family and life apostolate, prison ministry, hospital ministry, and also we have also in campus ministry. Although our sisters now in our formation years, we only had only one postulant and also one novice. No, it's very sad to know that we are going to diminish our vocation now. So despite this pandemic, with our director that they allow us to see in this live streaming, and then we have the opportunity, Father. Thank you very
Yes.
much. No?
Makita tayo all around the world.
Yeah. Thank you, Father. Hopefully, and we are the sisters. We are all sisters that we are. Somebody could follow us, no? Because we are very young, Father.
Very young, very
I am
good.
young already. So that's all. If there's any question, later, Father. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
So we are live, no? For those who are on live, no? Especially sina Kyle, mga youth, si Ma'am Sheila. Father Rogin, good morning, Father Rogin, the new administrator of the cathedral. Maki Cabrera Guarino, Mary Ann Braceros, Ma'am Tess Busaing, and all others there, no? Any questions, clarifications for the guests that we have here, no? From the Benedictines, the OND, and Living the Gospel Sisters. So as I've said, this is just a beginning of our collaboration, no? The school, an institution of the Archdiocese with the different congregations. No? This may be a start, no, for exposure and all others. Maybe Sister Marian, no, who is in charge of the vocation. I'm not in charge of the vocation, but as a school director and as a priest, no, it's good also to really facilitate, no, in proclaiming and showing or letting people know, na encourage more, especially in this pandemic, more time to be at home, more time to be contemplative, more time to really spend time with the family. Maybe Sister will further express, kung sa ba kayo L word vocation? Sister?
Okay, thank you, Father. So, causal word vocation. Vocation from the Latin word vocare, it means call. So there is a call, okay, but it's not the call that we will, that your cell phone will ring and then you answer. It's not then, and then, or there's somebody calling you like Elmer, or Virgie. So that's not the way we understand the call of God. Okay, so each of us would have a different way of hearing the call of God. I, for one, did not even hear the voice of God, not even in my dreams. I have not had a vision that God is calling me to this vocation. But the calling, I know, it comes from God. What I have now, what I have responded to, comes from God. Because deep inside me, I am happy and I am at peace with the kind of vocation I am living now. So how did I find this out? Okay, so since high school, I have already this devotion to the Our Lady of Perpetual Help. So every Wednesday, so I am not yet so. Sunday I go to Mass, but Wednesday I really make it a point that I will go to Mass. Okay, so I wanted to spend my life for the rest of my life doing the best thing and giving it to the best, okay, to the best person that I could ever give. And then I realized that there is no other person here in this world that would be, okay, higher than anybody else, but only God. So therefore, I have decided to actually become a priest. When I was a child, I really wanted to be a priest. But then, as I grow, I know that the girls cannot be priests. So then I opted to be a religious sister. Okay,
Thank you.
so this is why we are here telling you that, especially young Catholics, you will not be able to hear the voice of God or a vision or a dream that will tell you, become a sister, become a religious, become a priest. Once you have this prayer life, once you have an interest in the church, once you have an interest to serve and giving your lives to others, serve other people, maybe that is already the seed of vocation in you. Just discover it, come to us, go to a priest or anybody in the parish, ask for help to be able to help you discern about the vocation that is coming from God. Okay, so I have responded the call of God knowing that I wanted to be a religious. Okay, but now, as I grow old, I realize it is not mine. It is God's vocation for me. It's just a gift of God that I have responded. And this is what we want to make everyone aware of, that it is God's gift. And please listen to the gift that God is giving you. If you are called, listen first to your heart. And always, always pray.
Thank you, Sister Marian. Ikaw, Sister Virgie, when did you receive the calling?
Father, I stay in the Oblates of Notre Dame dormitory when I was in college in Cotabato City. And I usually, after our class in the university, I saw sisters praying the rosary around the area. Then I asked myself, what is it that they are praying? Although my family is really a religious, my mother and my father and my brother and sisters. So when I was there, dormitoryana together with Sister Nelia, now also a sister Oindi, we used to ask, why is it ang bait-bait nila? No? Sabi ko, ang ganda-ganda pa nila, ang bait-bait pa nila. Kada I want to discover, why is it that sister is very good and kind to us? Siyempre, as a dormitoryana, malalayo kami sa amin. Usually, our allowance will come late. And then we have to pay our food and everything. One time, I approached the sister. Sister, why is it that you are very kind and generous? You know, only thing that was my point in joining the Oblates of Notre Dame. Sabi niya, alam mo, Virgie, you can only tell me that I'm good if you experience Jesus in me. Yun talaga ba? Sabi ko, and that thought that come to my mind, sabi ko, I want to be like her. No, meaning I also be a sign of Jesus in my life, in my classmate, especially the Notre Dame University majority is a Muslim student. Ilan lang kami doon, mga Katoliko, doon pa kami nakatira sa dorm. So, then after my college, I went home, vacation, ganun. So, also a friend of mine who is now in Manila assigned and Grace Park, we communicated with each other. Sabi niya, friend, papasok ka ba sa Oblates of Notre Dame? Sabi ko, ayaw ko, hindi ako marunong magluto. Hindi ako marunong maganyan kasi sila palaging nagluluto. Sabi ko ganun. But it was really a point of my reflection that time. I really pray hard, sabi ko, because I want to discover what is the secret of that sister, that she's very good and kind. Yun lang talaga, hindi ko inano ganun siya. Only I find out na this sister that I really look into is a God-fearing. Mabait na talaga pala siya sa Diyos. Kaya when I was interviewed to join my postulancy, I was asked by the general, Virgie, when did you go of your ano? I want to experience the goodness. Ganon siya. Kaya when I joined the Oblates of Notre Dame, I was so happy. No, hindi naman, normal naman yung maraming mga problema, but it always go back on my mind na I can persevere because I know that God is in me. Especially when I already have my formation, my years of formation, my juniorate, and so forth and so forth. Because the theme, our motto as Oblates of Notre Dame is, that which pleases God, I strive to do always. In short, please God always. We always bring that in our medal that is taken from the Gospel of St. John 13. So every time we encounter difficulties as a missionary, we always say, please God always. Especially if you were assigned in the area, in our Holo Vicariate area, very difficult and very challenging mission. But we always bring with us our motto of our founder, that which pleases God, I strive to do always. Kaya kahit saan kami ilalagay, our mission is in the poor mission. We don't accept any na medyo maganda-maganda. We always go to the place where no one dares to go. That is also our missionary spirit. But because of our charism, because of our being called by the grace of God, thanks be to God, we are increasing in number. Although, sabi ngayon, mayroon lang tayong kaunti, but I will, as the team, the vocation team in our congregation believe na it is also a way of looking what is really a vocation at this time of our changing world. It doesn't mean na maraming papasok sa atin na postulant, maraming papasok, but it is more of the renewal of the spirit of the sisters who are now in the congregation for how many years. Baka po ay nakakalimutan na namin yung aming spirit to be living simply all the times and always carry the name of Mary and in honor of Jesus.
Thank you. Very profound yung Kalgato. Inspiring God si Sister Virgin. Now, Sister Ligaya.
Okay, actually, I am a late vocation father because I am a health professional and I work abroad to help my family. And, my conversion was a turning point when I entered a charismatic movement. Yeah. And it's really there in our vision, in our community. God glorified through the renewal of His people, and I was one of it. No, during my conversion, that I really hear that I was being called. Nagpabingi-bingi lang, wala lang kung ano noon. But then when the time comes that I was being called, I was so overwhelmed by the Spirit. That's why I left behind my family and I go on what's the Lord wants me to be. So many struggles happen, but then because it was really the call of God for me, He gives me many graces to persevere in my vocation. So online of that, I was worked in the pastoral care for the sick because I'm health professional, and then I was also assigned in the biblical, which is also in connection with my vocation and also in my career. So here again, I'm in the family and life with all many these problems in the family. But then all we have to pray is to pray and pray for them because so now the family are now being attacked with many, many problems. So thank you very much, Father, and my sisters.
Oh, thank you, Sister Marian, Sister Virgil, Sister Ligaya. No, they have expressed, shared about the beginning of their vocation and of their congregation and the simple, life-changing situation. Maybe the question now, Sister, in this pandemic, how relative o how significant ba ang vocation sa mga kabataan natin na we cannot go to school kasi walang mga bata. We cannot go to the parishes kasi yun na nga, di man makalabas ng bahay yung mga bata. So, how relevant is the vocation campaign that that you would plan to do in the Archdiocese of Zamboanga? Sister.
Okay, that's why we were planning just to put up some streamers in the parishes, just to at least there is a print media there. But then the young people are all inside the house. They cannot go out and see what we have posted. So the one thing that we have decided during our meeting in Zava means Zamboanga Archdiocese Women Religious Association. So we have had our meeting last September 12th, and this is what we came out with. Why not go to the radio? Do some vocation campaign to the radio. That's why I asked your help, Father Elmer. And then so generously, Father Elmer said, okay, so let's do it. For how many days? I said, 1 day. No, you can do that for a week. So hopefully this will help Father Elmer to reach out to our young people in the Archdiocese.
Thank you. Sister, and under catechetical apostolate, no, maybe how relevant is vocation to the catechetical apostolate? Now, di ka makaadto sa eskwela, sa parokya, no? Everything is online.
We notice, Father, the catechetical month and the vocation month is together. With, di ba, pinag-isa siya. Because the catechist himself or herself can help promoting vocation in a way. Because the catechists are dealing with our young children and also with the parents. That's why I asked when I attended the assembly in Manila, the National Catechetical Month will be separated from the Vocation Month so that we can give enough time. But it was enough. It was really explained by Bishop that time na it should be together. Don't you know that the catechist and the vocation works together? Ayun na, they explained. That's why sabi ko, it's not a matter of dichotomizing, but rather it is a matter of working with them because we can give a formation to our catechists and then the young catechists and the adult catechists, and at the same time they have their own family, in which we are doing that with my partner in the ACA Salve. We used to send formation, other documents, our catechists, to the parish priest, so that because we believe that they can help us. And one thing that the vocation also can help sustaining our young ladies are contemplating, or the men are also contemplating the young adults, is always to keep in touch them with our prayers. We always pray our community as Oblates of Notre Dame all over the world. I think also the sisters with me, we are really praying at evening, morning for the young ladies who are going to contemplating to join the religious life. That's why I also asked Salvi, send a prayers to our catechists, reminding them that they are our partners in the formation of molding to be a sisters, to be a religious, or to be a priest. So that is, we always say, God be our helper, and Mary will always be our model and protector.
Thank you, Sister Marian.
Father Elmer, I would just like to clarify. You told me that I am in charge of the vocation. No,
Okay.
we are all vocation promoters.
Okay.
But the in charge here is Father Quick.
Other quickly,
He is the
director of the seminary.
of the vocation here in the Archdiocese. I am just asking you to help because we were thinking as
Sobra.
Association of the Sisters to do something for this month. Okay, so
Thank you.
I am not the one in
Okay.
charge. Okay, so thank you.
Correction. So thank you, Sister, for that correction. Sister Ligaya.
Okay. For me, in my apostolate, the family and life apostolate, the seedbed of vocation is the family. All of us pass through this. No? So walang pari, ilang madre na hindi na nanggagaling ng pamilya. So here, I was always integrating this in my apostolate, that the value of life, that the family and life workers should know, because in the family there are so many problems about this. Pero unti-unti we have to revive the values. Now, grabe ngayon ang values ng pamilya because of this RH bill that was passed, no? A long time ago. So, unti-unti, hindi nga ako nawawalan ng pag-asa. Kahit nandoon na yung RH bill, nandoon na yung pandemic, but we have to see through what is the future generation that to come, no? So, as Pope Francis said, the family is a seedbed of vocation. So, all of us will do for the glory of God. That vocation should be planted in the hearts of the young.
Thank you, Sister. No, you may have noticed, no, different congregation, but one mission. No, they would always go back to from different catechetical, from different apostolate of the archdiocese, BEC, catechetical, and liturgy, vocation, and all other parts. No, somehow all boils down. That's why, as a priest and school director of ISIS, I have heard na some Catholic school have abolished campus ministry because for economical purposes. No, I have heard na other private school, Catholic private schools, wala silang campus ministry office. So, wala silang campus minister. But I believe in this pandemic, in this online learning, homeschooling, the whole concept of having someone like here, the companion of Sister Virgie, Sister Marisa Leticia Borgoña, an experienced madre, a school administrator, I believe na she has started nurturing vocation. First with our own teachers and staff. And hopefully, no, to the children online, no? So I believe their presence here, it's one way to really inspire not only the children, maybe other private schools na makalastima tamen may trabaho el mga campus ministers. Well, I believe na it is very important to nurture the spirituality. So, taking some points from the sisters, na por eso yan encourage kami as an apostolate, as a collaboration of the school to really nurture vocation. Kasi the teachers here, Sir Carl, Sir Peter, Ken Maaki, can testify, no? Si Elun Bata had a good family background with deep spiritual vocation. Kanda Sir, hindi tadwele kabesa. Student, keep quiet. I believe other school, ben dipisil, no? So I believe na, sister, how can we contribute in nurturing vocation at home and in school?
Okay, I start with my immediate family. I already told my nephews and nieces who would like to be sisters, who would like to be priests. Most of them do not like, especially the boys, they don't like. But there are young, of course, because I am a sister, so my young nieces, they are interested to be a religious. This is one way of just encouraging them to be there. And then, I encourage my immediate family to really pray, especially this time of pandemic. They pray and they also do Bible sharing together. So I think this is one way of making them aware, me for myself, making them that they are not apart from the mission of the church. They are part of the mission, and once they are part of the mission, they have to do something. And if they cannot go out, they cannot speak out for the church and for Christ, at least they can pray for the church.
Thank you. Sister, additional input na how can we really nurture vocation at the very home? Kasi mga bata, mga kabataan, nasa bahay lang, parents are going out, so maybe how?
At this time of our crisis, Mother, it's very difficult for us if we cannot really visit our prospect or the children in their families and whatever. But I still believe that through our constant communication, with the use of our gadgets, with the use of this one, I think we can still be we can still communicate, we can still we can still have our, what we call, we can still continue our relationship with our children, no? When I was, I could still remember when I was in the difficult mission, we usually say, Bergie, kailan pa tayo magpapasok ng mga madre, matatanda na tayo, mga ganyan. But I still believe the saying that we don't have to let the children enter into the religious life or enter into the priestly life. But I could believe that if ever I just encounter these children, their catechist or whatever student in the school, but I want them to become a better Christian, a better Catholic. Not necessarily that they're going to join the Oblates of Notre Dame, join the Living the Gospel community, but themselves will be a good, no? That's why I told the Muslim, my friends, mga Inda, mga Budyang, you know, I don't want you to be a Catholic. Because what I want you have to become a better Muslim, a better, good, and better Inda.
Maybe the best, gaha.
The best, giving the best that you can. Kasi kahirap man talaga, no? Lalo na ngayon, plenty of students. My niece joined the Religious of Virgin Mary. She is supposed to be a candidate for perpetual, but she decided to get out. Then I talked to her, and then I could not force her, you know, bakit naman, ganito. Sabi niya, tita, I don't see the meaning of their life. See? That's why I was really taken aback. Sabi ko, my God, ano kaya na-experience ang pamangkin ko sa akin? Sabi niya, you are a different. You are
Mga
very
RBM sister, no? Ano?
good. Yun na siya.
Aba, RBM?
Yeah.
Ah,
Sabi
okay.
niya, you are very good. But my life is not for that. Ganun siya. So,
Dagang ko, close ko sa mga RBM dito. Sige ko hatag retreats dito sa mga bata, mga estudyante nila. Sister, we are almost 11, 1. Maybe try to. Teaser lang to ha, kasi 30 minutes lang. Maybe next time, tomorrow, one area sila. One area. Sister, last parting words.
Okay, as I said, we still hoping for the better, or for what comes to us is just to pray for this vocation, because this is not ours. It's God. He's the one working with our young, with our relatives. You know, I had also a chat group in all my clan, and many of my nieces, nephews are also asking me, why you become a nun? That's how the way they acted, because they don't know what is a religious is. But then when I give them some advices, and then I leave them a Bible text, and then in the latter part, nagnilay-nilay sila. So at least in my little way, I can make my sister or whatever, yung mga maliliit pa na parang, kasi ako lang ang merong nagmamadre sa amin, at saka yung mga ano ko. So at least from my little own in the family itself, dyan ko na lang muna unti-unti hadandahan, because we still hoping for the better to come. Kahit meron tayong pandemic, we just pray and pray always. Thank you very much.
Maybe, no, for the audience, no, this is just a start, as I've said earlier. But later on, for those who are interested, we can do some, yung kasakatalab, vocation, akatan vocation, kapatan reflection, something, mga what do you, discernment. Search in, yan. That's the word, search in. For those who are watching and listening, no, maybe we can do the search in online, syempre, no? Not live na, but for those who are interested, maybe post their numbers and questions so that later on, sisters can do the session, no, through Google Meet, Zoom, or whatever, no, for enlightenment. Ganon din sa mga parents. No, hopefully we ask help from the sisters. So shout out, no, daming mga nagwa-watch from Santa Maria Parish, no? Si Pao, si Rofil, bagong married, no? Yesterday, no, daming mga audience, no, married life na. So maybe we'll have a scheduled, no, live presentation, no, maybe different madres, no? But sisters here and priests also, mga brothers, so that we can make the most of really nurturing the spirituality of our young learners, our children, even parents, no? How can we really inspire? Amo taman si Sister Aki, no? When I was new here, I asked children, who wants to be a doctor? Manada. Who wants to be a nurse? Engineer? Who wants to be a teacher? Who wants to be a nun? Who wants to be a priest? No, I. No, that's something ironic kasi majority of the diocesan priests here are graduates of public school. What is the Catholic school doing? No, seedbed of vocation and ending iilan lang, no? Especially elementary. Ending politicians na kabar kurakot man na dipisilya. So maybe the purpose of having this show, this presentation is really nurturing, initiating something for everyone to really appreciate. So I am thankful, sister, hopefully na you go live. No, maraming mga nag-live ngayon, nag-watch sa atin. So thank you so much for Sir Peter, mga instant cameraman, Sir Carl Trumata, si Sir Carl Ordinario, mga sultero paste. No, we have plenty of mga dalaga here, mga teachers. Sabi ko sa plano nila na bida. So inspiring them. Oh, Direct Charlie, comment us. Please comment, no? Kasi para man improve. Nay pa kami regular lights, set up. So instant studio yakeda el computer lab. So del ISIS. So thank you for coming, sister, for
So,
today.
in behalf of Zaura, Archdiocese, the Zamboanga Archdiocese Religious Women Association, we thank Father Elmer for this opportunity given to us. Thank you very much, Father Elmer. Thank you, sirs.
So again,
Thank you,
this
sisters.
is not their last exposure. This is just the beginning. No, as a Catholic school, we really want to spread the good news. Ministry of presence, at the same time their experiences. And this is what I've been talking in the XBP about empathy, emotional intelligence. So maybe their pasa lang yun. Pasa lang daw si Sir Direct Charlie para ayuda. Thank you. So, good morning and goodbye for now. Goodbye for now. Thank you. Okay, God bless you all.